So if these tariffs are applied as he has threatened them to be, which we don't know the case, he hasn't announced that, you know, the specifics of it, but he's saying 25%. I was interviewing 6 economists, the top 6 economists, the chief ones for all the big banks the other day. And collectively, they said the hit to the economy, we're looking to the tunes of millions of jobs. You're looking at a 3% contraction and essentially an immediate recession. So it's in that vein, against that backdrop, I ask you about what retaliation would look like. Is your government prepared to cut off supplies of energy, for example, to the United States?
What I can tell you is everything is on the table. And that's the conversation we will have, the Prime Minister, Minister LeBlanc, and myself, with the premiers next week. And that's a conversation also I'll take to Republican senators and key Republican decision makers in Washington next week. Because this is indeed a decision that would be taken by President-elect Trump that would have devastating impacts on Canadians. And so for those who are watching us right now, it is important to understand that the threat is real and we're acting on it. And that's why I'm calling every political leader in this country to be on board, because this is not time for division, this is not time for weakness, this is time of strength and unity.
I guess I would just ask, though, if you are coming out of, because it's not just the Conservatives, it's all the opposition parties, and the issue is, like, they're becoming even more critical because they would argue, I think, the Prime Minister has put the country in this spot by making the decisions he did when he did it. I'm not saying it's, not your decision to make, obviously, but he is the leader of your party. By waiting until when he did, we're in a more vulnerable place where, no one is really sure of exactly what's going to happen or what your government is going to pursue. Can you impart a sense of confidence on Canadians that your government can navigate this despite the weakened position we find ourselves in?
Let's not fall into the narrative that Canadians were looking for this, that Canadians did anything wrong to attract any form of tariff threats. That's a false narrative.
No, that's not the narrative. The narrative is, the question is around the Prime Minister's decision and his timing. He had multiple opportunities to do what he did.
I've had many conversations with the Foreign Minister of Mexico, with the Foreign Minister of Denmark, with my colleagues in Europe. Trust me, nobody was completely looking forward to everything that President-elect Trump has said since he's been elected. And by the way, he never talked about it during the elections. We're reacting to his new rhetoric. Now, we've gone through Trump 1.0 administration. We've gone through tariffs because he has imposed in the past tariffs on steel and aluminum. We had a strong response at the time. We did a dollar for dollar